Alright guys, this is a review for, you're gonna like this one. Jackass Presents Angry Grandpa. God, I screw up, first thing I do. Right away, screw up the title. There we go, nice start. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. God, I swear to God, I'm gonna make that mistake about 4 or 5 more times, I know I will. So, forgive me for that. But anyways, this of course is Johnny Knoxville, and I don't know the kid's name, but he was... whatever. He was in the movie too. Johnny Knoxville is the main star here. He stars as Irving Zisman, who's an 86-year-old guy who's just lost his wife, and anyways, and then he at her funeral figures out that his grandson has to be taken to his father, but since his mother's going to be in jail, he has to do it himself, and the movie is basically a road trip, but it's got a unique twist. Which is, of course, in Jackass style, it's all about pranks. And I have to, boy howdy, are there some fan-freaking-tastic pranks in this one. There is great stuff across the board here. I can't think of any one particularly that stands out as the laugh of the year, but oh my god. This movie, I think, just on a whole, made me laugh very, very, very hard. This, of course, reminds me, of This Is the End, which came out clear back in June. Now, I've only seen that once, and I do want to watch it again. But overall, I think there were more consistent laughs in that film, so I think that's probably going to be so far and remain unless we get some really, really good stuff here. My favorite comedy of the year, but there's 2 really big contenders that I'm looking to see. The first is kind of a mixed bag, but it could be a very, very funny product in the end. It's called Grudge Match. Both of them were shown as previews, actually, so they're pretty fresh in my mind. And that's, of course, Sylvester Stallone against Robert De Niro in a Raging Bull versus Rocky kind of thing, and like Kevin Hart and Alan Arkin are the co-stars. They look absolutely fantastic together, and the film just looks almightily well done. Looks really funny. It looks like they've got a lot of stuff down that really looks very, very funny. Authentically very funny. And of course, I can't forget this. This week, a new trailer for Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. I swear to God, that subtitle gets me every time because you just expect so much more of a original title, but it's not there. Like you almost expect the tagline to continue, like The Legend Continues ... Is that it? That sounds like something Adam McKay and Will Ferrell would do. But oh my God, this Anchorman trailer! If you have not seen this newest Anchorman trailer, you are in for a major treat. Boy, this is right now one of my favorite trailers of the year. Absolutely, bar none, fantastic trailer. I love the trailer for, there's all sorts of great trailers. The 12 Years a Slave trailer is really, really well done. I really liked, what was it? American Hustle, that trailer. The second one with when it wasn't just the music and dancing, it was with them actually kind of telling a little bit of the story. That was a fantastic trailer, and I really like. There was one more that came to mind. The Monuments Men trailer, which unfortunately has been moved now to 2014. That trailer, that second trailer that came out just I think a week or 2 ago, was my interest in seeing that just shot up like 150%, because I'll tell you, Monuments Men looked like a good movie, but after seeing the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm sure it'll be good. George Clooney's a great director. He's got good stuff going. And then the second trailer came out, and it was more kind of serious in tone, kind of. And all of a sudden, I was just like, wow, this is something I've got to see opening day. And now it's not coming out until February next year, which sucks. It really does, but, you gotta do what you gotta do, Clooney. Anyways, we've completely digressed. I've had a really full day. I've been up since about 5:30 this morning, so I'm going to make this as short as sweet as possible and try not to yawn, because it's and I got a busy day tomorrow too. So, short and sweet, Angry Grandpa. There we go again. Bad Grandpa was just fantastic across the board as far as laughs are concerned. I can only account for a few times when a few jokes fell flat. After a while, Knoxville's grandpa character, I think literally if I went back and counted, I would probably find 30, I wouldn't be surprised if I would found 30, 40 references to a woman's genitalia. And after a while, I just kind of got sick of that. Like, they do it, like, his first scene, they've got like three or four like references or jokes about it, and I said, well, hopefully they don't do that the whole, and they pretty much did the whole movie. So that's going to subtract at least one whole point away there. But otherwise, oh boy, I'll tell you, three little scenes, especially with Knoxville's character, that had me ready to fall out of my seat laughing hard. There's one about a vending machine, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's one where he's something happens with a vending machine. Right off the bat, it's really toward the start of the film, I just said, oh my god, if this is going to be the whole movie, it's going to disgust some people, but it's going to be flat out outrageous humor. And sometimes you just have to accept that, and when you see a movie like that, you just go for it. And you love it. And in this case, I think it succeeded actually pretty well in that case. There's another great one with him in a ladies' club, and I'm going to leave it at that. Great stuff there. If a little bit more on the graphic side, but that's going to happen. And then there's one more with him in a diner with his grandson, and it's probably, those are the three, for me at least, and the audience I was with, those were the three biggest laughs of the whole movie. There were certain like little jokes and stuff that got chuckles and got people to get really big laughs, but those are the three consistently. You don't just laugh at one thing, you laugh through the whole thing. When the next scene starts, you're still laughing. You're still getting over the last one. But yeah, I do have to say though, this is, it's probably going to be close to a spot on my top 10 list actually. I don't think it's going to get in right now. I'm not, I'd have to really think really hard about it, but I don't know if it's in yet. But we've got quite a few films to go, at least that I'm very interested in seeing before we officially judge this. Now, as far as it's compared to the other Jackass movies, I didn't really expect it to be the next Jackass. I kind of just wanted it to be its own thing, and it pretty much stood on its own. There weren't, not to spoil anything, there were no surprise cameos from Jackass co-stars or anything, which, if you watch my weekend preview box office show, Slashing Up the Charts, the last one I mentioned, I said, this Angry Grandpa, there we go again, that's 3 times. This Bad Grandpa, if they make a sequel to this, which right now it looks like the opening numbers for the weekend are going to be pretty good. If they do a sequel to this, like a year or 2 from now, I really think they should spice it up a little bit and include I almost did it again, a bad grandma character. I think that would be great. Just have, like I said earlier, just get Steve-O, or even better, Wee Man, dressed up in drag, put some oranges in, you're set, and it's gonna people are just gonna die. People are just gonna die. But the thing is, I think you would have to reveal it to the audience. You can't just let it pop up, which case would spoil it, because so far this Bad Grandpa, there I got it right. So far, Bad Grandpa, it's pretty serious actually. The Jackass movies, they stop every once in a while. We show, we're showing them laughing at what's just happened or reacting to stuff, and they're laughing, and so it makes it all seem very real. In this case, Bad Grandpa seems more like a story, and it's the story of a grandfather getting his grandson from Lincoln, Nebraska to Raleigh, North Carolina. There, I did figure out it was North Carolina. I think I was a little confused in the other video, but that's okay. Anyways, The little kid, the grandson, did absolutely great. Certain jokes just completely stole the scene he was in. When he has to be really sweet and innocent, it works. And we just kind of chuckle at his cuteness. And then when he gets kind of more toward the adult humor, oh yeah, he nails it. And he does really, really well. Yeah, Knoxville himself does a fantastic job as this Zisman character. He is totally invested, even though this is his fourth Jackass plot in his fourth movie, his fourth project under this banner. He seems just as into it and just as fresh as ever. You can tell, Jackass 3, even though that came out 3 years ago, you can tell he wants to do this stuff, and he is totally interested in doing this stuff, and he loves to do this stuff, and I absolutely love to see him do this stuff whenever he can. So I don't know if this is a potential franchise starter, but if it is, then this right off the bat did a really great job at setting it up, and hopefully the Bad Grandpa sequel can do just as well. And they haven't. Hopefully they just haven't, just let all the jokes out of the bag in this one. Hopefully they've kept a couple ideas maybe left in a scrapbook. And if they do decide to do a sequel, yeah, I'd be on board at this point. Still love to see a Jackass 4 with all the other guys supporting cast, because you have to admit, no matter how much you love Johnny Knoxville, it's the Wee Man and the Steve-O and the late Ryan Dunn. All those guys, Preston Lacey, on down the line, yeah, you love to see those guys too. Admit it, you do. And that's not really a thing that's a shame to admit, but just Knoxville, he will generate a crowd, and just the Jackass name will generate crowds. But yeah, with those supporting guys, I think the next Bad Grandpa or Jackass 4, depending on what they want to do, yeah, it'll do really, really well if this continues to attract audiences. And I think that's about it, really. I'll just mention again, I swear, this week, I think the trailer for Anchorman 2 came out on Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember. I think it was Tuesday. I swear, I was laughing and laughing throughout the week. I think almost every day this week I've watched the trailer at least once. I swear, rarely do I go back and see a trailer like every day for the first week it's out. But yeah, this was a case where I was the third, fourth, fifth time that the trailer was being shown, I'm still laughing really hard. That takes a lot of skill. I don't use that lightly. So yeah, Anchorman 2, my expectations have risen far, far above what they originally were. Because I have to admit, the first trailers, the teaser trailers, when it was just the guys, yes, I liked them a lot. Because just the appeal of the four guys there was enough for me to say, yeah, I am ready for an Anchorman sequel, and it's great to see these guys back. But they didn't really have anything particularly interesting to say in the trailer. Of course, they're not going to discuss too much as far as the plot is concerned. And not to say they should do it, but it just kind of left it so open that you're like, well, is it just going to be, the four guys just standing on a stage just talking back and forth? Because I swear, maybe there would be a couple of screenplays out there if somebody did it that would work as a feature-length film. I don't know myself, but if I could do that, but I know McKay and Farrell, if they get the comic juices going, all the power to them. Alright, so overall my rating for Bad Grandpa, presented by Jackass, Jackass presents Bad Grandpa, 9 out of 10. This was really funny. I'm going to recommend this for several reasons. Number one, if you love the gross out graphic humor, that the stuff that Jackass usually does, this is for you. But it's not only got that, it's got physical humor, it's got a lot of great pickup line humor, it's got fart and poop jokes, it's got every type of humor that's PG-13 on up pretty much in there for at least a couple of scenes. And yeah, it's just what you want. And I'd say not a whole lot of complaints, except the female genitalia jokes got old by the second scene, and just a couple other jokes just didn't quite fit. But otherwise, oh yeah, there are major comedy hits in this. And I didn't mention it, but the pageant scene with the little boy basically dressing up as a stripper and doing a dance to Cherry Pie, wow. That was pretty funny too. But I think the trailer just gave away the whole sense of that scene and gave away pretty much the entire scene. It wasn't anything new or shocking they added in. Which is too bad, because I did see the trailer a few times, just overall from the time it first came out to now, and yeah, it's kind of too bad. But there were certain jokes in the trailer that kind of either went on or had extended parts and added material that I would still laugh at. Yeah, that worked. But in that case they didn't. They just gave it all away in the trailer, but. Either way, that was a major selling point for the trailer. They're getting their money, and maybe that's more important to them, but that's a very, very small complaint I have. But otherwise, yeah. Kind of an awkward time to release the movie right before the week of Halloween, but there you have it. Jackass presents Bad Grandpa. Let's see. As far as upcoming stuff, I'd love to do my Rush review, but I don't have the time or the energy to do it right now. And I really want to take a little bit more time to do it. Hopefully this video isn't too long, because the Carrie review, I was like, okay, in and out, just say what I liked, what I didn't like, but I just went on, I just rambled. So hopefully this is not as rambly. If it is, sorry, but main point is I laughed, it's good, go see it, especially if this is your type of humor. If not, just go by your gut. But it's not all 100% like Jackass. Like Jackass, I think the first couple especially, they had some pretty graphic and beyond what should be technically R-rated humor stuff in there, and this is not always that. There's occasionally they'll have like a good joke, like a physical humor joke that, a 5-year-old would get. And they have, pickup lines and stuff that are really, really funny. And they have just little things where, like, the kid will go off and talk to random people, and that is very, very good. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Rush. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about Rush, because I, in particular, thought that Rush was one of the best movies so far I've seen this year, and hopefully we'll see some other good ones, but it can remain on my top 10, because yeah, Rush was a really strong film, and I'd like to talk more in extent about it than just a quick, more recap review. I did see a poster in my local theater for Captain Phillips, so that means it's coming to my local theater, it's on the way. It's either going to be here by probably, I would assume, next week or the week after. 2 weeks from now, Thor comes out, so definitely expect a review there. Ender's Game comes out next week. Probably not going to see that. But if Captain Phillips comes in that first week in November, expect a review. I'll probably mention it. I'll have the info by the time I do the slashing up the charts for predictions for Ender's Game and like Las Vegas, Free Birds, stuff like that. So that's coming up next Thursday, of course. And until then, I'd like to sign off like that and say that Angry Grant, there 4 times. Did I say 4 or 5 times? And I swear I'm not doing this intentionally. In case you don't know, Angry Grandpa is a YouTube series. Occasionally I'll turn it on and I get a chuckle out of it. But Bad Grandpa, with Johnny Knoxville, under the Jackass banner. Yes, very funny movie. Was not disappointed, hardly at all. If your gut says, this might be my type of humor, then definitely, if you haven't yet, go see it.